Yeah, it's a sad day. You know, I just went deep into the code. I was looking at this coin, and I realized I got to sell every bit of it, you know. So I'm going to be selling it all, you know, every single bit of that coin. And, yeah, I got to move on with my life. It is what it is, you know. You know. April Fools, I'm selling all my Litecoin, man. I'm getting rid of Litecoin. I mean, what do you need Litecoin for? It's a bunch of garbage over here. Hey. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Love you all for jumping on in and being a part of the live stream. Thank you so much for being blessed and awesome. If you're here, if you're kicking it with me, if you didn't complain about my lateness, you're cool. If you whine like a baby, you're a whiner. You know what I mean? And you can't pull it back. We have your written statement as a whiner. You will be called a whiner for the rest of your life. And that's all it is. You know what I mean? Sorry. But, hey, you'll be known as a whiner now. And people will be like, that is a guy who whines. You know what I mean? Nobody likes a whiner. Remember that. Let's take a look here. Liquidity is suggesting we go up to 28,600. All right? Liquidity suggests we go up to 28,600 if we just look liquidity alone. However, we know that's not a guarantee, and nothing is in trading. They could spoof, pull off, but this is just saying, hey, we could go up to the upside here. A bit of a short squeeze could be happening on the morning right off the bat for BOOKMAP. How's my trades? They didn't do too well. I'll be honest. Down $75. That's horrible. $90. I'm still up from the 800, but that's going to be, when I cut it off, I'll be back to 975. It's a constant grind here. And you know what it was? I wanted to go for the gusto. Last night I was up a few bucks, 10 bucks, 20 bucks. I should have just taken it off the table. I also was over trading into the night. I also let these go on overnight. First time I ever let any of these trades run overnight. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again. So I'm learning my lessons. All right. And it's not over yet. We still may recover here. There's a chance. I'm getting liquidated at 40 cents. There's a chance that this position never does get liquidated. You think we go to 40 cents? You know what I mean? And do you think we go to 26,000? So you never know. Only time will tell. And at the same time, I can only lose 350 bucks, right? Right now I'm down about $97. That's sad. I don't like that. I don't like to lose even a little bit, but hey, not every trade you do is going to win. So if you think you're going to win every single trade, then you must be unpleasant. You're going to be unpleasantly surprised when you find out that that's not the case. Let's break down Bitcoin and see what's happening. Also, did the trader that you watch show you a loss? If the trader you're watching has not showed you a loss in over a few weeks, you got to question what's happening. There's got to be a loss in the trading. How people handle losses is the key to winning, all right? Handling a loss is the key to win. Last night, I saw this beautiful retest on the 7, and we had broken out. We had come back down, and we were right there on the zone. We would fall back, though. I was hoping that was a retest and we could pump. The green candle started right there. They almost faked me out, and we were oversold in the stochastics. It looked like we were going to get a bounce. Back to the upside of the 7-minute. We did not get that bounce, all right? We didn't get it. We didn't get it. I've been nailing Bitcoin like spot on for like 8 days straight. Eventually, the tiny streaks was going to happen. But look, shoulder, head, and a possible right shoulder here. That could also dump us to the downside. Some Bart Simpson vibes, don't you believe? Some Bart Simpson vibes here that could break us to the downside. All right, this is one thing. This is the trade. This was this kind of like nice little symmetrical, or I guess kind of like a bull pennant now, it looks like. But can we hold the zone? Let's take a look at our 15-minute time frame. It's got some indecision. Let's take a look at our 1-hour time frame. It wants to move. We've been oversold the 1 hour this whole time, expecting a bit of a move. The 4 hours a bit rolling over, but could swing up to the upside, and that is a higher low right there. And I was showing this sign, this shoulder, this head, and this right shoulder still in play, really, that could get a move to the upside. And right now, we do see some liquidity. Do we get a short squeeze? Let me open this up and clean this up for you. Hey, we'll keep it there on the 1 hour. I'll get rid of this little flag. We do not need this. So this is where I stood last night, and we basically went pretty much sideways throughout the night. If I wasn't trading futures, it wouldn't have mattered, right? And I entered this trade right here, hoping we would get the pump to the upside, right? Let's take a look here. Bring that up. That's got to be higher. Yeah, 3-1. All right, still a 3-1 right there. Okay, that's fine. So that is the trade that I'm in right now. I'm either going to get stopped out or I'm going to make the gain. It's a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, 0.9%, basically risking 1% to gain 3% on the futures contract. So that's what we're looking at. And we are going sideways. What I don't like, look, I see an Adam and Eve top. Let me show you what I just saw out of the corner of my eye. I spy with my little eye. 1, 2, right? That's a bit of an Adam and Eve. That should break us down to the downside and hit the bottom of the channel. we are at resistance. You know what I mean? We went from 1, 2, come back to the bottom of the channel. Should I cut this off? We're going to see what happens here on this 15-minute time frame. Let's look at the 5. Give us any love. Not really. 1 minute, trying to get a bit of a bounce here. 7-minute isn't looking good. And honestly, the 7 minutes hit a bit of a bear flag, and you kind of have an M pattern there. And that could easily break you to the downside. Low liquidity on a Saturday, just be careful. And then we have this idea that this is a shoulder. This could be a head, and this could be a kind of a right shoulder too as well. So seeing some bearish tones here for the morning. Not looking amazing. Although BOOKMAP is suggesting we could get the move up. And I've seen, but look, now the sell wall is getting pretty strong at 28,005. Remember, you got to get back above 28,500 to remain bullish. That's the key. Here's our next resistance point at 29,230. We got to get back above that to remain bullish. Every time you see a spiked up resistance area, that's going to be your next hurdle to cross. We got to get back above that move. Okay. Average Joe, did you email marketing team? Yeah. Good morning, Sam. Could you please log into my 99 subscription? Been emailing since yesterday. Honestly, when you email my team, my wife answers the emails immediately. So when people say the email since yesterday, it usually isn't, you know what I mean? But right now, say, babe, someone said they've been emailing since yesterday, but you've been unbelievable. So, okay, she will handle it right away. Right away. Also, if you ever have an issue, just hit Zeno up if you can. If you still have his connection, you make me live another day, another life. Crypto is life. You complete my success. Shout out to PS5, man. Thank you. Very fast. Morning. Yeah, we're going to get it taken care of immediately. I run a tight ship over here at CryptoLifer.com. Good morning, Sam. Could you please look into my 99? We got it. It'll be taken care of immediately, my brother. Thank you for asking, and I appreciate that you care so much about jumping back and making sure it's right. It's a guarantee you're live, so the short squeeze is about to happen. Kind of weird, but you never know. You almost think it couldn't happen because so many times it happens every single time we're live, right? So I see this as a dump. The 7-minute doesn't look good right now. If anything, the 7-minute looks like it's about to take a dump on us. And honestly, we even have this. We even have a bit of a shoulder. That's kind of a head and shoulder pattern there that looks like it wants to cut us down real fast, right? Still at 73, still up down $100. Cut off the $100. It is what it is. I'll have to move on. Sad. I made 176 the other day on the trade. I don't want to give it back. I want to keep kind of chipping away here. And the idea is not to get discouraged. The idea is to keep maintaining a positive outlook no matter what. Know that the next trade may play out. Always have to stay positive and never strip away the stop loss. Never think it's going to be, oh, I'll just take a stop loss away. This is what beginners do. They get really close. Their stop loss is here, and they're like, they don't want to lose the money. So because they're so afraid of losing the $100, they delete the stop loss. You know what happens then, right? They get liquidated. Now, I have to get liquidated at 40 cents and 26. Let's take a look at that logically. Let's take a deep breath for my position. See if that makes sense. FCON, I remember putting it out yesterday, I believe, right? Bit of a cup and handle moving. It did bounce off the zone. I see a big gain coming because when I look at the daily chart, look, the 200 SMA is the outlier, and we did try to break this trend line. If this holds and starts to flag out on the 15 or the 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, it's a pretty good sign we could get a bit of a move. Short squeeze is trying to brew here. It's attempting. We have way more liquidity up here than we have down here. They tend to just do a short squeeze the second I open the account. I don't know what happens. I don't know how they do it. It is starting to brew, though. This looks like a short squeeze is about to happen. This is so weird. I've been on for 10 minutes. Activate the short squeeze. So weird. But that looks like a liquidation is about to happen right now. Look how close we're getting. They're selling off 28,400. They're giving us a massive sell wall, though. 700 Bitcoins right here. And we got a bunch of news, too, to bring you real quick. We'll give you that to you towards the end of the stream. We have a bunch of news. On a Saturday morning, there's a good amount of news. I remember putting out Clever Finance in this falling wedge and front-running the Golden Cross. I believe I even put it on the live stream. Can't remember correctly. If my team could find out when I did put that out. But I drew this flag at one point. It's up 100% gains. I won't take credit for it if I can't. I get it. It may have been a coin that I just I went over and didn't post. But usually I do post my stuff. COCOS went up about 17%, still holding gains of about over 10 or 8% gains for COCOS BQX. People asked about RSR yesterday. It got a little bit of a spike to the 200 SMA on the daily there and is actually up a little nice gain of 8%. I mean, hey, these trades did not lose. They went up higher than the entry, and it defied the shoulder, head and shoulder there too. That could have been, Could have been pretty bad. So not amazing day. If you look at trading, love in ICX. Remember someone wanted ICX yesterday? And I said, I don't, but look, the shoulder, head, and the shoulder, even I was wrong. Today's the April Fool's Day. Today's the day that I messed everything up. But it's April Fool's. I feel like I could do that. I get my one day off of being off, But, yeah, man, I remember I was like, but had I could have put this out last night, it would have hit the game. But, hey, it's funny. Someone asked about this yesterday, and it's like, wow, how did they know it was going to be one of the top gainers? In love, we used to trade love a lot. Bit of a cup and handle there, bounce out of the move. And look, it got above the 200 SMA, and it was gone, baby, gone for love. Not a lot of action today. Market's looking a little funky. You know what I mean? Little sideways behavior. There's like an eerie feeling to the market. I can't explain it. There's like an eerie feeling to the day. It's very, very dark and dreary here in Boston. All right. So, anyway, kind of breaks us down. And last night I went through like a lot of in-depth things too on the market. And we'll see. So, yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing here on the 7-minute time frame. This would have to flip on us. Smaller time frames would have to compensate. 1 hour would have to give us a bounce strong enough to get us back above this resistance. I mean, the 1 minute. Could you get above this area? You need 28,444 to remain bullish. Like, this is going to be your next resistance point. Look, even here, I see a bit of like a kind of a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Just see a lot of bearish tones going on here. Inside of this bear flag, it just doesn't look good to me. Measured move could take us all the way here to 28,167. And that would be a bit of a banger to the downside. Let's take a look at XRP. Does XRP have any love left in it? I was trading the 4-hour time frame, and the 4-hour time frame alone, I can't tell you how many times I just let the 4-hour time frame do its thing, and we would rip to the upside. However, and I was hoping we would hold this zone. Previous resistance as new support. I long that support. There's nothing else I could have done. I got in at the 52. I believed in it, and we were low in the Stokes pointing up. Things looked really, really nice. I switch over to the 2-hour time frame. The 2-hour time frame has swing down to swing down, and this has swing up to swing up, telling me that that's hidden bullish divergence. It says we should make a high higher than this high, and we should respect the zone. So it's interesting. I'm watching the 2-hour time frame for a bit of a move here to the upside. When the 2-hour time frame either rolls over halfway through or gets to the dotted line, I believe at that point I may just close my trade. It's beginning too much of a pain. And look, must have been too many people here. One thing I didn't notice, which I apologize, is that is a descending triangle. And descending triangles break down 68% of the time. I had missed that. I was getting tired last night, everybody. I was a little overworked. I probably shouldn't have opened up those future trades. I really shouldn't have. I've been a little overworked recently. I'll be honest with everybody. Today I'm going to take a little breather with my family. You might not see me in the charts as much. I probably I need it. I've done like 15 days straight of just insaneness. I mean, days and days and days, and I haven't even given myself like a 4-hour break really in the last, I don't know, four months or something. So yeah, I believe it's time to give myself a rest, at least for 6 hours today. So I think I'm going to take some time off from the charts, reset my brain, and I'm going to be back tonight at 8 p.m. of course. But April Fools, no. Oh man, it's crazy. But follow me. And look, I love this. Someone made this for me. It's so funny. We're able to take my beard away. Spot on how you were able to do that. Looks pretty good. Did you mix my face with someone else's face? I wonder. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. But man, could I be the president by 2032? You never know. You never know. Elon Musk trending, Top G trending. Yikes. And, TRUMP, baby. Still 90, still hanging in there. Just kind of chilling. Look at all the trades I made, like in there, out there, in there, out there, in there, out there, in there, out there. Just absolutely insanity. So it's funny, the short squeeze could get us the pump, even though it looks like we may, all the other time frames say no. Over the bottom of the 1, 15-minute pointing down, not looking good in the 7. Only thing, or the 5-minute looking down, not looking good in the 7. And the 1-hour time frame, when we take a look at the 1-hour time frame, nice and easy here. I mean, it says it wants to bounce. It says, yes, I want to take a bounce. I want to hold this trend line. I want to respect this area of control, which is 28,400. We've been holding. Look at the 777s. 28,400. Every time I looked at it, they appear like someone's like, don't worry, we got you, Sammy. You have nothing to worry about. So this is very interesting to me because the smaller time frames want to dump right down to here, which is about 28,152. But the 1 hour could hold us down. And the 2-hour time frame is, attempting to kind of possibly bend. I look at the 4-hour for Bitcoin, and it's got an indecision. What I like is the daily. I keep talking about the daily, but however, look at the Stokes have rolled over there. Could be getting a bearish cross on the daily. I want to see that flip back up. That's not the best sign at the present moment in time. 22 hours also getting a little bit overbought. Let's look at our bearish scenarios for Bitcoin, just in case we're not too overbiased on one way or the other. Let's look at the most bearish scenario. We'll look at the USD chart on Coinbase. Thank you. So let's take a look at this. All right. Look, Bitcoin, we have a resistance right here. All right. And then we have a resistance right here. All right. What do we see that could be very, very bearish? Let's break it down. Well, one thing I know is rising wedges break down 68% of the time, right? We know that. And this is starting to do something like, it's starting to show us that that could be a falling wedge, a rising wedge. You flip this upside down, that could be a falling wedge that breaks to the upside. All right. You're also getting the 21 and the 200 starting to get a little too far apart. Tells me that we usually do struggle at that point. If this will break down, it will break down to where it began. Rising wedges break down 68% of the time to where they began. All right. So this is just, I know it'd be a bit, Sam, you've been bullish. I'm really not bullish or bearish. I just go over the charts every day and I just take what the charts give me. I've learned not to get too into any of my analysis too hard. You know what I mean? Now, of course, long term, I believe in Bitcoin. And when we went low to 16,000, 19,000, 20,000, yes, I believe that it was time to buy some BTC. That's what I needed to be doing, and I had to play the odds. See, at the end of the day, I was not right or wrong. All I was doing was playing the odds. I had no choice but to play the odds. So this is your bearish scenario, everyone, and you have a bearish divergence here. Now, this bearish divergence could get negated if we push back up, and the Stokes say that we still have legs. We're just crossing the dotted line, so be easy. But I'm just showing you there's a chance we do see some bearishness here for Bitcoin. It can be negated if we can break this high. So if Bitcoin can get back above here in the next 2 to 3 days and close a daily candle above 29,490, we're going to be in some pretty good shape. Look, they're trying to start a short squeeze here. They're doing what they can to frenzy up the charts, but it's still kind of going pretty sideways. Not a lot of volume today as well. Not a lot of volume. Remember, this diagonal trend line still stands until we hold this. I would not short the market. If we got below it, I then would think of shorting the market. However, look at Bitcoin too. I mean, it's in a range. It's been going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but right? It's at the top of the range. Likely to come back down to the range yet again. The only reason why it may not is I drew this trend line and suggesting that this is kind of a flag here. And it actually broke out already. And you could say, there's nothing wrong with this. It's breaking out and it has a target of 32,000. All right, so that's kind of what we're watching here. This is a bit of a, we could come back down. Super healthy if we just fill out the zone. Probably the most likely scenario, but it doesn't mean it has to happen. We take a look at the 1 hour time frame and it says, hey, eventually I want to make a move. And you kind of have a shoulder, a head and a shoulder. And so this is the smaller flag that I've been looking at. All right, right here. And so this is my Bitcoin analysis in a nutshell. If this goes tighter, shoulder, head, and shoulder, we could get the breakout, and that could get us above this resistance. We really want to see a 4 hour or a 1 hour. Let's start with a 1 hour. I want to see a 1 hour candle close above this resistance. Look, there was just a massive buy-in. They tried the short squeeze yet again. Where's my whale out there? Is it you, Michael? Michael, man, whale in, dude. There's always a whale watching. Let's get the short squeeze into liquidity. Come on. We just got above that 400 area. Can we get the move? Bitcoin now pumping a little bit to 28,450. All right. Recovering my futures back to 66. Now I'm only down 89 bucks, right? If I could get it down to 60, it'll be a really nice cutoff. You know what I mean? Ooh, look, there it is. When it starts moving that fast, we usually get the short squeeze. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, they couldn't get the volume. Cumulative volume data, the cumulative volume delta just did not come in. We couldn't get the move to the upside. We just got rejected yet again by that resistance point. We're just struggling. You can see we're not able to get the volume above the zone. So what do I see happening for today until I show up to later on today for Bitcoin? Well, the idea is that we're likely to go sideways, you know what I mean? Or to the downside, possibly. If we stay in here and we reset on, let's say, the 15, and the 15-minute can come on back down, or the 7 even. Watching the 7, it's really a go-to time frame. I want to see the 7 reset without losing the zone. So if the 7 resets without losing the zone, it could actually help us get out of this inverted head and shoulder and change the game to the upside. So something I'm definitely watching closely is the 7-minute time frame. It's usually going to be my outlier a lot of time. Not the outlier, but it's the one that tells me it gives me the temporary data that I need. Because like you'll have two support or resistance regions. For instance, like this. Previous resistance becomes new support. So you can say locally 28,192, right? But if the 7-minute breaks that, you can then short maybe on a bigger time frame. So once you lose bigger support or resistance regions on the 7, it can kind of propel you of where and what you want to go to your next level, all right? We take a look at Bitcoin yet again. It's still struggling, but can it get above the zone? Still looks like a short squeeze is somewhat impending, but we're battling 28,400. That was the level. Remember, that was the level I talked about yesterday that we were likely to get to. Also, we could see the whale stacked in that region, so it made a lot of sense, all right? Let me jump on into the chat. How's everybody doing? It's coming. Was at work at the same day. Didn't want to short either. Stood on the sidelines. Hey, not trading is sometimes the best thing I can do. You know what I do sometimes when I feel the need to trade? I just open up such a tiny position just to suffice my trading want. You know what I mean? But I know it's not really what I believe. You know what I mean? I'm not going hard. Like, I'm just kind of like these positions that I open. They were like, you know, shout out to Jesse Damaso. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Frankie Legend, Sam for president. Thank you, Frankie. And on me, I already have a few thousand people that would vote for me for president. That's more than millions of people in the United States could say. So I'm just saying, you know what I mean? 2032, we're coming, and I'm super excited to see what change can hold for the future. No way we're going up with correction with such a rising wedge. I think 20K is very possible as a correction of this move. No way we're going up. See, I would never say no way we're going up, man. You can't do that. Because what you just said is you know where price action's going. And basically, you're going to go on that no matter what. And it's just, no way we're going up with a rising wedge. That I think it's 20K is very possible. Hey, man. Just don't do me a favor. Please write back to the chat and say, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. And I realized that when I said there was no way we're going up, I realized I could have got myself in serious, like in serious trading trouble. You don't want to tell yourself there's no way or you can't. Stop that stuff. Just stop. I can tell you've been wrecked many times by using that language, man. Don't use that language, please. Vote for Lord Lifer, man. Shout out to Wampa Gata, man. Boris Johnson, Circus, got a new clown. I don't know. I don't vote. I don't vote, but I'd vote for you, Sam. See? Man, we could turn people into the first voters they ever people came out the woodwork and would vote. So, what is wrong with that language? Because you're telling yourself you know what's going to happen to price action, Tipper. You can't do that. I'm telling you, I've been doing this for 15 years. Do you want to take my 15 years of experience, or do you want to just throw it in the trash and act like it doesn't exist? I'm asking you. Do you want to take my 15 years of experience, or do you want to just act like it doesn't matter? You can't speak in affirmations, okay? It is possible for sure. I'm not guaranteeing anything. Okay, you've changed your tone. You just changed your tone. Your last affirmation was a guarantee. You said, no way. No way it's raining today. No way that the Bruins are going to win tomorrow night. There's no way Tom Brady, there's no way that the Celtics are going to beat the Bucks. I mean, we don't, So I think I appreciate you now. See? It's possible for sure. I'm not guaranteeing anything. There you go. But what are we about to go down? 25,400. But we about to go down 25.4 is possible. Anything is possible, everybody. Anything is possible. All right? Just remember that. Have faith and believe in yourself. Create your reality, and what's possible? The reality you're creating. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't. So Bitcoin's still drastic. It's kind of, I almost just want to cut these trades off just to kind of get them over with and just be like, it's kind of nice to cut a trade off when it's not going well. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, the lifer way, the way of the 99. Amen. Okay, but talking about infinite gains from current prices is also not good. Nobody did that, Tibber. Nobody has done that, man. Come on, man. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed? You need a hug, dude? Come here, bring it in. Hold on. Let's. Oh, yeah. Oh, easy. Oh. Watch your hands, Tipper. Watch your hands, man. It's just a hug, buddy. It's just a hug, man. Jesus. Oof. I hope you feel better, man. I hope you feel better, bro. I hope you feel better. Oh, man. I feel a little funny today, a little different. You know what I mean? XRP USDT on the 2-hour time frame. Very interesting. Kind of a flat day, I have to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if we come back tonight in the stream and everything is just kind of completely flat. You know what I mean? 300 likes on a Saturday morning is possible. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, come on. We have 574 people on the live. I'm amazed. 186 people. Bullish Gartley forming on the 4-hour Bitcoin. I know. You guys were showing me that too. It looked pretty good. Look, I'm gonna draw my first Gartley. Who wants to help me draw my first Gartley? I've never done a Gartley. Who wants to show me? Who wants me to draw my first Gartley? Let's do it together. Let's do it together. You guys can coach me on it. All right. We'll go to Binance USD. All right. Nice little chart here. And I'm going to make my first bullish Gartley that I've ever drawn in my life. I've tried to draw it one time. I've made tons of money never drawing it. But hey, I want to be cool. I want to be a cool kid in the cool club. All right. So I know. All right. So we're going to go to the 4-hour time frame. Where do we look at the Bartley? We go here, and I'm gonna have to find what pattern are we looking for? Elliott waves, cipher pattern, ABCD. Anybody? 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 Cipher pattern. Okay. Now what do I do? 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 And I'm out. Now what do I do? What do I do? Now what? Come on, guys. Like, do I click here? Now, I've seen people say cipher and other people said ABCD. Say, how come I have two people saying two different things? Top to the pullback. Forget about it. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Trace the low. Traces the low to the next high. The next low to the next high. Yeah. Is that it? Is this it? I'll watch one video and I'll figure it out. Swing high to swing low. Yeah, I'm just going to figure it out myself. I saw a lifer friend and Tucker do something like this in the charts. 1 hour chart. View spike, SPF, bull flag. I have no idea about them things. Just stick to the good old TA. I know, right? Sammy, I'm putting it on Discord. We'll teach people how to draw a bullish Gartley. But honestly, man, you just go to run on any YouTuber and he show you that. But like, what does it mean? Like, does it help you make money? You know what I mean? My man, I can't read this. You gave me a tip for here in the course. I cannot read that. So I can't even get the information out of it. I appreciate it, man. Bullish Gartley. I just don't believe in the bullish Gartley. It means nothing to me. You know what I mean? I've never made, like, it means, it's like speaking a foreign language. You know what I mean? Absolutely pointless for me personally. Anyway. Yeah. And actually, that's a good thing about me. I know when not to like I'll probably never use a bullish Gartley for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Because I've made so many gains without it. Why would I need it? It's almost like if you use bait in your fish and you've caught all the fish out there, why would you change your bait? I wouldn't change my bait. I just wanted to do it for fun, but I'll probably never do it. I'm pretty stubborn too. And I don't really like to change my trading style at all. At all. I'm setting my ways, baby. I got my system and I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it 100. I've shown hundreds of people how to make money in the trading using my system. So I know it works. I've watched someone who's never traded before, and then they've showed me their account, and they've been like, dude, I just made all this money using what you showed me. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay. Look at the charts. Made 2 triangles. Yeah. Why change what works? Exactly. Exactly. Much love in the charts. We all learn all love with the lifers, man. Yep. I went long at 29,580 last night. Yikes, that's tough. We didn't go to 29,580. Did we really? I don't see it. I never saw that. This trade is getting annoying, man. They're just sitting flat, right? I'm like a little off today. I can feel it. Not my normal energetic self. Diamond reversal on the hourly. The second you cut off the trade, it's the moment Bitcoin pumps. Hey, you know what? I don't even mind though. I don't even mind. You know what I mean? So that's a kind of Bitcoin in a nutshell. Let's take a look again. We're watching. Let me kind of break down what I'm seeing again. I mean, I'm oversold in the 1 hour time frame. That tells me we're going to get a bit of a bounce. The 2 hours coming back down. 3 hours got legs, and the 4 hours still could move. 6 hours says 12 hours still could get a pump. 22 just crossing. And I keep talking about this, how we're going to come up to the 200 SMA on the 3-day chart. This is my prediction. And I'm one of the only guys on YouTube talking about that we're going to go up here. Is there any other YouTube showing you this idea? I don't think so. On the 3-day chart to the 200 SMA. It's just very likely we get there. Now, we may go up and down. It may take some time. It may take a week or two. But it looks like it's very likely. And again, maybe we don't. Maybe we get resistance here and we dump. I'm just showing you a little tip and trick that I've used many times to get out of a sticky situation where most people have been unable to figure it out. This 1 hour is in a bull flag, and it does want to make a move. Basically a 68% chance this breaks out and pumps up to 29,198. All right. The second you cut off the trade, you never know. So we're going to watch this here. We're going to watch this flag on this time frame, but it's the 7 minute that could be our pain, right? The 7 minute. So remember, everybody, we're watching the 7 minute. We'll go back to my other chart. So I gave you the bullishness. I gave you the bearishness. No one can say that I was all bull or all bear. I was an open-minded trader who gave you exactly what I see in the markets, right? And I didn't try to sugarcoat it or candy coat it. I showed you my losses as a trader, which I think is very important. No traders wins every time. If a trader wins every time, if every time you go to a YouTuber, they're up in a position, you have to start wondering what's happening. There has to be a loss somewhere along the line. Nobody wins every time. All right. I'm being honest with you. And as much, I want to save face because I want everyone to watch me every day and be like, oh, he's the best. Let's join his trading group. He never loses. Some people are going to see these losses today and be like, yeah, I don't know if he's worth it. Right. So, but the whole thing is honesty is the best policy, man. And over time, people will begin to love and trust you. And trust is the key. Creating trust with people is the key. That's how you win offices. That's how you gain, change the world. By gaining trust, and then other people, what they do is they gain the trust, but then they misuse it. Once they get your trust, they then misuse it. And that's what we're seeing a lot. They say what they want you to hear until, right? You got to see someone's actions. Like, look at me. I've been saying that, inflation is coming since 2010. I've been buying gold and silver since then. I've been pushing the same narrative over and over and over again. So years down the line, when you see me, you're like, well, that's the guy that was buying Bitcoin. That's the guy that said that that's the guy that said they'll never get to 2.2% inflation. I'm telling you right now, they will never get to 2% inflation. I almost bet you on everything I am. They're not going to get inflation to 2%. They've printed too much money. The math doesn't make sense. If you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. 9K coming at the year. Yeah, definitely, man. Let's speak in just random out. You know what I mean? 9K may come, but 9K ain't coming until we break 25.5. 9K ain't coming till we break this level here at 26.8. 9K ain't coming till we break 19K and 18K. And then even then we have to bring 15K. So to just throw 9K out there and just be like, bleh, it's kind of really irresponsible. But hey, cheers to you, man. Open up a limit order down there and hope you get it. If we didn't get 9K during the whole thing going on with Ukraine in the middle of the night at that nuclear facility and all that other stuff, if we didn't get 9K then at around 15,000, 16,000, what makes you think we'll get 9K now? But again, I don't know. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. See, that's what I'm willing to say. Are you willing to meet me in that same place? Are you willing to say, you know what? I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Are you willing to say those things to me? We got to be able to be open-minded here. 1 week chart, obvious that the bear trend has ended. 1 and 2 week AMA. Lifer on point today. Shout out to Blue Collar Crypto, man. Thank you for being here. I concur with Sammy. Shout out to Jacob Selton. God bless you. I concur. Dude, I feel you, man. Shout out to Extreme Stuff, man. Thank you for being here. And you know, some of my live streams, they're for me to connect. You know, as much as I love TA, I want to connect. You know what I mean? This is like everyone else, I'll be honest. A lot of YouTubers, I have a lot of personality, a lot of charisma. I do. I mean, I got a lot of chutzpah, man. And that's going to come out. Some other YouTubers, they're kind of more technical, less personality, and they're just going to show you the charts all the time, and you're just going to, and some people might come here and be like, just show us the charts. But I'm telling you, man, you're going to get me sometimes, right? You're going to get me, and I'm going to wave and say, hi. That's the worst little hi ever, but you know what I mean? I'm the type of person, my personality is too strong not to have some of my streams just be kind of about our connection, about what we're going through, and about life. You know, as much as I know we're focused, but 99% of the time, I'm going to be focused on the TA. I got hooked here for the vibes and the energy, man. Thank you. Thank you. Even if I don't trade that day, I get some good vibes for the rest of the day, honestly. Man, I love you, brother, for saying that. And you got a good smile, man. I appreciate you coming to the class. Even if I don't, yeah. Just watching you and Jason, man. Jason's the best, man. Jason's awesome. If all you want to do, Jason is great. If you're hitting that Bitcoin constantly and you want to trade up above 20, 50x leverage and you want to get into heavy, see, that, to me, it's just, a high risk for me. You know what I mean? Very, very high risk for me. I don't think I'm going to, maybe one day though. And honestly, you can learn from everybody, man. Jason's the man. Nice guy. I'm even going to try to look at some of the way he scalps and learn. Lifer lives rent-free in my house. Thank you, man. We love getting you, Sam. We love your comedy. We love your everything, man. This is more than just a trading group for trading. This is for life. Thank you, Alex Smart. I love you too, man. I love me some Sam. Dazzle, what's the market cap at 5K? Shout out to 586 people on the live, 268 likes. May I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. If you can give me your insight on Crow and VELO, what can you get from it? I don't like Crow at all, personally. Like my vibe of it is just, my vibe tells me to stay away. And I know it's weird, but I do vibe trading. Like, and I know you're not supposed to use feelings, but I think it's instinct. And instinct tells me just to stay away from crypto.com. And again, hopefully they have a great time. May God bless them. But I'm just not into crypto.com. I'll be honest. Something tells me that the way they do business, I don't know. I don't want to start any fun. God bless everybody. I'm not into it. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, you mentioned something else that I like, VELO. VELO, I believe, is going to make a bit of a move. VELO gives me a warm feeling inside. You know? VELO's in a giant cup and handle here and double bottoming. I could see VELO make some gains to the upside. VELO is definitely on the radar, in my humble opinion. All right. Wow, 380. We're just flattening out. And the 7-minute suggests we are going to dump to the downside here. Look at, we're about to push down now. Look, a bearish divergence got crossed. They try to pull it to bullish though. They're kind of battling. 7-minute suggests we are going to dump to the downside. A lot of wickets. Look at all the price action going on there. Pretty interesting. And now look, BOOKMAP just built liquidity a little lower here and a little buy order down here at 28,250. And now they got this sell wall pressing. There still is more liquidity at 28,005. It suggests we come up, squeeze some people, come back down and get the gain. And then this guy up here trying to sell at 28,060. This is BOOKMAP. Link in the description below to Global and Global Plus. Jump on in today. All right? Jump on in today. Yeah. Ripple will push XRP to the moon. I too stay away from Crow. They did not approve my docs after 4 months and never will be using them. Exactly. Mask. Let's take a look at Matt. Nice April Fool's title. Thank you, man. You got to do what you got to do. All right? On April Fool's, man, everybody does it. It's so horrible. You know what I mean? People are like, what? Look, this could make a bit of a gain here on a flag on the 7, while the rest of the market's a little chintzy. I'm watching this SpearX, and we've been trading this on and off. It's been pretty nice. Bit of a cup and handle here, beginning to get enhanced. Previous support becomes new resistance. You can clearly see that we hit the support line more than once. Let's look at it here. I mean, look at how many times Resistance fell back. Resistance got back. Boom. Could this make a nice scalp here on the 7-minute time frame? And I believe I am going to cut those trades off. $100 is not that bad of a loss. I can come back from that. If I keep letting them go, 150, 160, I don't want to see that, right? Yeah. And that's another thing. People go and they just watch one YouTuber. They figure how to draw the bullets gardening, and then they start drawing it on 100 charts. And it's like, okay. And then you can go watch another YouTuber and you start doing this. You can do every single thing, and you can draw. I know guys that can draw everything. The diagonal fib, the fib circle, blah, 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 blah. They can do every single thing in the world. But like, you know what I mean? I don't even know if they have a system yet, though. You know what I mean? I'm not talking to anyone here. I'm talking about people that I used to see years ago in the charts. Like, they could draw it all. Or guys that I used to hang out with back in the day. They could draw it all, but I'd wonder if they ever really had a system. I wish it would just pump everything uncontrollable. Who does it, man? I learned the most from you, Jason, and Frankie. Thank you so much, Hunter, man. Please don't do April Fool's bull run. It's been too long for this kind of joke if they do that. I don't know what you're saying. I just realized it was April 1st. Title scared the heck out of me. Boss, Bitcoin up or down, please let me know. Baby toys planning. I'm telling you right now, up and down for Bitcoin is if we can not dump on the 7, the 1 hour can get us up there because the 50 minutes in indecision. But the 7 minute is the time frame we're watching right now for confirmation. If the 7 minute can stay inside the flag, we'll be okay. I'm watching SPA. SPA looks good to me. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame for this thing. Could flip back up. 15 minute is a little high again, but we're holding the support zone. So just something to see if you can hold this so you watch it. If it keeps going, and the 50 minute can reset and you stay in the zone, you wait for confirmation. You heard someone in the chart today said, I need confirmation. You got to wait for confirmation to get what you need. All right, you got to wait for confirmation to get what you need. And this could be a possible scalp, you know. SPA could be a scalp of the 15 minute if it decides to play with us. Beautiful. Thanks, friend. How are you? You're on the live. All right. Yeah, I'm not seeing them. I'm not like amazed this morning. Honey, C-Web continuing to pump out of control. That's pretty crazy. Love and ICX, biggest gainers of the day. Someone asked me about ICX yesterday, remember? And I was like, not about it. Now I'm like, It's one of those crickets. Polytrade's been pretty nice to the upside, and then it made another continuous gain. That's crazy. Polytrade. I was actually looking at it last night and just kind of Polytrade pumped to the upside. Look at that. Have you looked at Mask? Zen is doing good. Yes, Zen seems to continue to move. Horizon, I believe it's called, right? And we got it on MEXC2 as well. Look at that. We put it here. Look at this. Zen to the upside. Look at that thing. Just absolutely blasting. Let's talk about that. Let me search here. Zen. We have some other people posting it. I don't know when I drew this Fibonacci, but you can see the Fibonacci came to the 618. That was and then I had a little flag there. And you just bought the Fibonacci 618 flag. No stop loss got hit in the making of the trade. 124%. Thing just went on an absolute tear. Amazing. Clever Finance also pumping to the upside. Trade. So a lot of poly stuff. Scallop banging on them to the upside. Look at Scallop and double bottoming. Scallop doing damage. And here I put Scallop for you right here. Worth watching on 221. Oh no, it was March. Long time ago. My ears are ringing right now. Something weird's going on today with me. I don't know what it is. I feel a little funky, honestly. Litecoin has the halving coming up. I just want to keep reiterating this idea that Litecoin does have a halving. And it's gonna be here faster than we realize. Somewhat like 110 days, 115 days. I'll get the exact countdown for you. Very simple, let me put. Let's look at Litecoin's halving here. The countdown for Litecoin's halving, 120 days, 21 hours. Pretty close, 121 days for Litecoin's halving. I don't know why I knew it was 121 days. It's so weird. Yeah, And the Jazz at the Celtics. Celtics just completely banged on the Jazz yet again after that huge win against the Bucks. Just continuing to just do damage, man. And my man, Jason Tatum is just really like, I think he was hurt. And he really has been stepping up his game, and he's been coming hard. So now Bitcoin down 31, starting to get the dump out of the 7-minute time frame. But let's just talk about Litecoin real quick while I have a chance, while you're here, while I have you here. Litecoin's in this ascending triangle. Likely to make a move to the upside based on the halving. I will continuously watch it, probably come back down and bounce off the bottom of the trend line. That could be a beautiful play for Litecoin. So the idea is it would come here, bounce off the bottom, pump back up. Target would be 112 for Litecoin. Litecoin back at 93. I remember when this coin was $5 a coin. I bought it when it was first $5 a coin, $20 a coin, and I would watch it go all the way up. I remember the day it ripped to 90 to 100 bucks. Then it came all the way back down to like 60 for a long, and then it ripped again. This is one of the first coins I ever really fell in love with because I had Bitcoin. I had already gotten into Ethereum and sold some of it, and then I saw this coin on Coinbase. When I got into Coinbase, there was only 3 coins. There was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. I used to remember sitting there, just 3 little coins on the Coinbase app. Man, it's been 7 years, and so much has happened, and so much time has passed. I like Litecoin here. I would watch it closely. Previous resistance becomes new support. Litecoin showing signs of life here on the 1-hour time frame. Let's take a look at the 22. Yeah, the 22 says, hey, I could blast. So I'm watching Litecoin closely here for a possible big gain of 26%. And remember, it has the halving coming up. No other coin really has any hype like that. So it's interesting to see. Litecoin. Y'all hit that like button. What does that mean to us, the halving? It means that you're going to have less Litecoin being made, and that's going to cause a pretty big pump in price at one point. It will get sold off after the front runnery. I've been watching this closely too. Still a bit of an inverted head and shoulder on NEO. Really nothing has changed. NEO still showing really strong signs here on the 22-hour time frame. Sir, please check Casper. It'll flip Litecoin. Oh, of course it will. Come on, man. Let's be honest. Anything can flip Litecoin. Like, seriously. So we put out Casper yesterday, and I said I wanted to wait for it to come back down, but I said it's likely going to pump. And that's how I knew. I told you I wanted to come back down so I could get in, but it showed you I had no bias. Casper banged for 20% gains, and we gave it last night free on the live stream. Like, so you would have been able to make 20% gains. And I saw it clear as day, man. It was just one of the most obvious plays of the night. It was the hottest coin. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It had that feeling to it. Yeah, the daily was getting overbought, but you know what? Kaz don't care, baby. And I'll probably never be able to get back into my bag again. There's a chance I never get back into that bag again. Oh, well, it is what it is, right? If that is what it is, I'll have to move on. Pretty sad day for me, though, is I should never have sold my whole Kaz bag up there. You know, I'm used to this in a bull run when things are right. This one caught me off guard, and then next thing you know, I was like, it's oversold beyond belief. I keep looking at the daily, and the daily is just so spent, and say it's going to come back down to the 618. Even if it pumps up a little more and does all this, it could even get all the way up here. And then it could come all the way back down here to 23. So I sold up in these regions. I'm going to look exactly, but it's all about like 28. Yeah, 28. So I just want to be able to get back at like 2.5, 2.6, anything lower than when I sold that, so I can accumulate more Caspa. And I'm going to be a patient man and wait. The RSI is high, the stochastics are high, MACD, everything's telling me it's not when you want to be jumping in. Definitely the scalp worked fine, but again, right? Do we have a bearish divergence on the 1 hour? We do, and that's been confirmed. That kind of tells me that's the end of the run. Probably be a really good place to take some profit and move on, but you never know. You never know. Yeah, but you're getting overbought. You got the bearish divvy. I'm waiting for it to come back down to the 618, to the 235 area. That's what I want. Keystone Pro just got delivered. Yeah. Only thing, I got to be honest. I like the Keystone Pro, but I'm going to be really brutally honest about it. I have to be. I spent a lot of time with it this morning. The setup is insane. You have to get number one, you have to have a tiny little micro SD card, which I do. I have tons of those because I'm a video guy. But let's just do a poll here. How many people have a micro SD card at home? All right. I'm actually going to ask, and people may not know why I'm asking this, but how many people have a micro SD card accessible right now? I want to know because, you know, it's like a barrier to entry if you don't understand. And then you got to do the firmware. You got to hook up your phone. And then I heard it doesn't even, you know, it has 55 currencies, but there's, you know, the one good thing about it is you can attach your MetaMask wallet with it in a really good way and connect it. You know what I mean? So it has like a MetaMask wallet connection that could be really, really nice. All right. I have a small collection of that BS. Nope. How many people have a micro SD card available right now? I gotta know. And remember, I'd like to reveal tonight. I will reveal, the 50 USD in BTC tonight. We'll reveal that for you. And I do have the tweet. I did not forget. So let's go to that just so I can find it and keep you real, so you know I didn't forget. Click cut to see blah blah blah. After reading your tweets the last few months, your ability to properly research is horrible. Yeah. Jim Cramer, man, I had to rip him up. I mean, come on, man. He went out after Binance and just I wouldn't, you know what? I wouldn't invest in you, Jim Cramer. So, you know what I mean? You've made some horrible calls. Wasn't he crying the other day about his Facebook call? About all his, man, this is one of his worst years of his life, man, when it came to calls. So let's take a look here. We got to find it. My team could probably find the tweet. I said social media is filled with analysts, but watch where I put my money. And when I do it, actions speak louder than analysis. Like, I'll do all my analysis, but then you saw me buy a whole Bitcoin at 19K. That told you that from my survival rate, I felt like that was a good price. But, and shout out to Frankie Legend for the awesome work, man. I did shout you out. All right. How many people have a micro SD card available and accessible? I got one, and you know where I'm at. I have a bunch. Nope. Of course I have one, but I know you're asking. I know why you're asking, and it sounds complicated. I got straight floppy disk on the deck. You don't need to put after Elgato through. Yeah. I have a few laying around somewhere. Also, they are different ones with different read and write speeds. MetaMask can be easily IP blocked. Somewhere I could find it. I have micro SDs. I use them. I love my treasure. Sam, your TA is always spot on. And are there so many haters? You have just the love and dedication here. What do you mean, man? There's no haters. I don't see any haters. I don't know. Man, why would you even mention people that I don't see low frequency? It just doesn't exist to me. Laying around full of baby pictures. Nothing lying around, yeah. Yep, no, Bitcoin up. Shouldn't be Flux be pumping then? TA Keystone Pro just got delivered. Thoughts on DSLA and XSP? Have you looked at the numbers protocol? Use case sounds good. What up, Liver? How do we know when altcoin season starts? When Bitcoin dominance lets go? And when we start to see ETH BTC making a move? I think it means that the whole bump up here was just a cruel, elaborate April Fool's joke, just to dump us all the way back down. I don't think so. I don't believe that. You know what I mean? Dang, now I'm down almost $100, which is like, I don't like losing, man. I really don't. 2-hour time frame wants to roll on us. 7-minute is showing. 7-minute here could kind of stop the pain for XRP. Lackluster. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here on Binance again, and it's the 7-minute time frame that I'm watching closely. And okay, so it dipped down, came back in. It's bearishly retesting now. 7-minute did get the follow through all the way to the downside. I could possibly reassess the situation and kind of go here and say, all right, we're still inside the pennant. 7-minute did get oversold. It didn't give it all back, which is a good sign. 15-minute has a bearish kind of, it could pop. I'm going to stay in the trade, see what the 7-minute confirmed that we didn't lose the zone. So the 7-minute confirmed, look, it tried desperately, shoulder, head, and shoulder to dump out of this little flag. It technically did, but it's still there. And do we have any bullish divergence in the 5-minute time frame? You have a bullish divergence beginning to establish here, swing up to swing up, while this is swinging somewhat flat. So that's a slight bullish divergence, could kind of hold our zone. Again, Bitcoin's going to come back up and try to get back above 28,424. That's its next resistance point. See this point of control? You got to get back above this to remain bullish. So we'll give it the next hour to an hour to see what happens. But if we really still struggle there, I will just cut off both of these trades to the downside. You know, it is what it is. I'm going to have to take a loss on that, on those. And it's sad. I'm taking $800 to try to turn it into $8,000. Very disciplined. I'm being very disciplined. I don't want to give any more or less. I want to prove to you how if someone had a small amount of money, they could kind of keep it moving. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I see for Bitcoin, everybody. You know, my prediction for the day is we got to watch, honestly. If this can hold, it's likely this does hold. We bounce back up and we kind of just go sideways. And I come tonight and we're just sideways in the zone somewhere in here. I believe that's the highest probability that when I come back tonight, we're somewhat sideways inside the zone. However, there's a good chance we come bearishly retest and we dump down to this area. So I'll be watching closely, and it's on my radar. My projection is that we will go sideways. I think there's about an 80% chance, but you never know. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, and there's no guarantees. All right. Try a 10 to 10. That's very painful. Oof. Fake out before the breakout, baby. Juan Chain. I remember Juan Chain, an oldie but goodie, man. I'm tired of losing. Edit your question is what we're saying. I have a keystone but can't figure out how to sync it with my MetaMask. I'm a bass player, so I prefer the low frequency pump. Funny. I see what you mean. This is a bit complex. Yeah, what coin is that you dump? Magic on the 4-hour XABDC 118 now forming inverse head and shoulders. Looks like the 240 coming. I don't know what XABDC is, man, but I appreciate it. I did look at Magic last night on the live, right? I don't know why those sirens going off in the background. It's funny. Let's take a look at Magic KuCoin. So Magic, look, it has a shoulder, head, and a shoulder. Tried to break on out, and the 1 hour still says it could bounce. Looks like Magic is going to bounce to the top of this channel here, at least for some pattern gains. That's what I'm looking at for Magic. It also bounced nicely off some fibs, showing good support here. 4 hour time frame. Really wants to break up. But look, the 4 hour, what I didn't like is last night the 4 hour got its move. It didn't give us much. Couldn't get above the resistance. So just be careful. I'm seeing just lackluster movement in the market right now. It doesn't look like an amazing day to trade for whatever reason. Pretty flat day to trade, honestly. I'm not seeing tons of opportunity in the market. And it's sad, but that's how it's just not amazing. FCON got a little bit of a move. Digibaited. Trade moved. Scallop. It's not a lot of love right now, in my humble opinion. Yeah. Break up to make up. I use Android, of course. I use micro SD cards. Both my cell phones have them. Also use them in other devices. A to grinding up. Any thoughts, anyone, on mining? Daily head and shoulders on Magic. Yeah, it does have, yeah. Like the temperature outside. I think I want to get some hardware. Am I nuts or what? Money. Have you heard the thing that if you double 2,000 10 times, you're a millionaire? So 10 good double trades and you're good. So it seems. I mean, 2,000 once is $4,000. Twice is $8,000. 3 times is 16. 32. 64. 128. Right? 256. All right. 256. What? 512. Right? And then a million. 8 times. 9 times. 9 doubles. 9 doubles, right? 9 doubles. Double 2,000. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty cool idea. But, once you put in the $500,000 and it doesn't double, I mean, it seems a lot easier than you believe, right? But it can happen. I'm not saying it can't. Shout out to anyone that traded Dimitra with us. We called the bounce here on the right shoulder. It did, well, go up 32% gains out of Dimitra if you traded that with me. All right. Have you started a trading venture? What was your first asset? What was I first ever bought? Also, what was the first trade I ever bought? I think it was called I tried gold and silver, but no, there was a stock. I think AMD. AMD was the first trade I ever made. I was trading AMD from $4 up, and Hecla Mining. I always remember Hecla, man. Hecla Mining Co. was one of the first companies I started trading. Wonder what happened to Hecla. Let's take a look. But when I first traded, let's look at Hecla's year, It's been around a long time. Since 1969, right? And so I get into trading 01, right, 2001, 09, right around here. And Hecla did a nice move. Look, it went from like $2 to $10. Gold was soaring back then when I first got into the markets. Gold was hot, baby. And then ever since, gold and a lot of the mining companies have kind of just went sideways. As you can see, Hecla Mining actually high now, 633. But Hecla Mining was one of the first things I ever traded. Hecla Mining and AMD. AMD was one of the first trades I ever made on a swing trade. AMD, you know, the actual stock AMD. How's AMD doing, my old baby? I mean, wow. So look, I call this. Look at that, dude. I did that. And look, I nailed that, huh? AMD to the upside. Wow. I don't know when I did that, but I went over AMD one day. And look, I mean, pretty spot on. I even showed this idea. Getting to AMD at 57. It went all the way up to 165. AMD actually has a hidden bullish now. I can tell on the bigger time frames. Anyway. AMD came a long way, 11 times if you use leverage. What does it mean today? Just joined in. Yes, you have to go all in each time. Every time, man. And one time you may lose it all. So, I don't know. Once I already got to the 5, I may start taking like 10% scalps. Do that 10 times. So, like, why not take 10% scalps, do that 10 times, and then make the other 500 grand and turn it to $1 million? You know what I mean? 50, 50, 50. Like, I just think it's, for me, personally. But again, you do whatever makes you happy, right? So there you go. I mean, it's kind of a lackluster day in the charts. It's a really like blah. It's blase. You can feel it, right? It's rainy. It's dreary. It's raining. It's pouring. The old man is snoring. And that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is snoring right now, right? So let's take a look here at the 1 hour time frame. Oversold, bear flag. I don't like it. 7's going to have to hang out. Look, we're getting the bounce on the 7. We got a little bit of bullish divergence on the 7-minute time frame. Suggests we can get a bounce, but let's see if it can play out. So far, like we said, remember the 7-minute was coming down? It didn't give us the breakdown out of the bear flag. It's starting to break back up and stay inside the pattern. So it's a good sign. We could get a bit of a recovery here and see what happens. All right. That's what. And so it looks to me like we're going to be going sideways for most of the day. When I come back tonight at 8 p.m., we're going to be somewhere in this circled. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. We're going to be somewhere in this circle, in my humble opinion. I'll leave that here so when I come back tonight, we can test whether we're in the circle or not. And so it's either, I say we're either in the circle or we're down. I don't believe a huge move is coming yet up until later on tonight, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I just realized it was Saturday. Yep. I just joined 2020. I joined 2020 and I'm up 100% on both. Made a ton from AMD and NVIDIA since 2008. Just if no one knew, there is a 2-chip makers, Intel and AMD. Yep. I'm up massive. Thoughts on Ensign games. I just realized it was Saturday. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Crypto is life.